Hello, welcome. Hope everybody is having a great week. Welcome to the Brutus Monroe channel and the Christopher Allen channel. And if you're watching this later, you may be watching on my channel, Crafty Shenanigans. So I just want to say welcome, and I am Shannon Smith. I am the inspiration team director at Brutus Monroe, and we love to get together on Friday nights and do some crafting. Hello, Kate. How are you? Welcome. How has your week been, Kate? I had a crazy day. I don't know about you guys, but we've had a crazy couple of days. I'm just kind of cutting a couple things while we're waiting for a couple more people to join. You drained the pool. Oh, by accident. I'm not sure how you do that, but that doesn't sound good. Hi, Penny. How are you doing, Penny? All right. Well, I will just get started now. I was just cutting some conversation clippings. We'll pick one for our project in just a minute. So first off, I just want to remind everyone that this week, the Create Your Own Ending event went live. So hi, Tina. How are you? I'm glad you're doing well, Penny. And that this year is going to be really exciting. The Create Your Own Ending is going to be live and virtual, but the virtual class had I know it doesn't anymore, but it had 100 spaces. I know there's still several spots open, so you haven't missed out on that. And then the in-person event is going to take place at the Brutus Monroe store in Pittsburgh, and that there were only 24 spaces available to start, and they're about half sold. So definitely, if you are at all interested in joining that event, don't hesitate. And also, Brutus Monroe on the website, there is Afterpay available. So if you want to make payments, that's what I do all the time. Afterpay knows me very well. Then, that is an option. Anyway, I hope that you guys will come because I want to meet everybody in person. I'm really excited that I get to finally go to the Brutus Monroe store. I've wanted to go there for over 3 years, and so I'm really excited about it. And I get to teach 2 classes, so that is going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's get jumping into our project. I'll let Darren, nope, he's already on it. Look at that guy. I just kind of love him. Okay, I'll move my conversation clippings out of the way for a sec. So tonight I'm using a lot of the same products, just different ways that I used last week. I'm going to use the Flower Market stamp set. And this is featured in this month's inspiration box. And there's also a coordinating die set, which I was going to use, but then I went in direction. But with all these fun little pieces that are absolutely just fun to be able to build different bouquets and arrangements and whatever you feel. It's nice to have the dies just to make that a little simpler. And we are also going to use the Garden Trellis die set. I've got some of the dies out still. We're going to use these little pieces from it. We're going to use this piece, and we're going to use these pieces and the little leaves. And we're going to use this with our stamps. I love to put stamps and dies together. I just think it gives us that much more interest in our project. Yay, Donna, I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet you in person. Woohoo! Okay, next, we are also going to be using the Stay Rooted Die of the Month. We're going to be using this guy. We used one last week. We used this one right here, but we'll be using this one this week. So these are all things we used last week, but we're making a completely different project. So that's kind of fun. We will also add the conversation clippings from the inspiration box. And also, we will be using a piece of paper from the Flower Market paper pad, which is also included in that kit. I'm telling you, you need this month's kit. And last but also I'm using these. I know they're not available right now. I don't know if we're getting a reorder, but I did get these from the Brutus Monroe store. So forgive me that they are not available at this time. I'll have to ask Heather if they're coming back or not. But we're going to use the Essential Arches from Spellbinders, and we're using these two sizes. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what I did with the arches. So I took these two dies and I cut them out together at the same time so that I could make this little frame.
Penny said she likes the packaging for the inspiration box of dies in the same package.
Oh, Penny, I do too. Less bulk. I agree. That is nice. The packaging makes it a lot easier. And then the next thing I did was I took a piece of white. I actually used the bigger, am I grabbing the right one? The bigger of these two dies and die cut. Well, first I die cut, actually it doesn't really matter. You could die cut this out of your paper and then do the second step. It really doesn't matter which order you do it in, but I took the garden trellis and used it with my arch, but I wanted a finished edge. You see how it's kind of jaggedy? So I wanted to frame it off because that just gave it such a nicer, more finished look. So that's how I achieved that. Any questions about that? There is a free stencil this weekend. Yes, Tina, thank you. There is a free stencil. I am trying to remember what it says. It's really cute. I think it says something like "Hello, friend." Is that right? You might have to help me out on that. But yes, there is a free gift. So definitely make a purchase this weekend. And let's see. Okay, we'll move on to the next step. So I'm going to use this really print from the paper pad. I really love this month's paper pad. There's a lot of really pretty patterns, and I'm really liking the sage green. So I used that. So we're going to put these together right now because that'll be easier to do the rest of our card. So let's, honestly, if you want to save yourself a headache, if you think ahead better than I do, then it would be great if you cut this out. If we have the adhesive sheets, see if I've got one I can show you. We have adhesive sheets, and when you use that with your paper ahead of time, then you just have to peel it off, and you don't have to worry about gluing all those little tiny pieces. And apparently I need some. That's why that's why I probably didn't think to use it. So I'll have to make sure I get some stocked up on those. Okay, so then we'll glue that to our backing. And I like a couple of different glues. I really like the Barely Art glue, but I also really like the Gina K Connect glue. And sometimes I use Ultra Bond, whatever suits your fancy. Hello, Happy Teach. I'm so glad you're here with us. Hi, Mary. Hello, friend. Okay, thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Isn't this a fun? I love this die. This is one of my favorite die sets. I actually may have twisted someone's arm to let us get this die in because it's just so versatile. It's just nice to give you a little texture, and you can make it as present or, let it fade into the background. You can make patterns with it. I just think it's a fun one. All right. And I am a sucker for florals, so I'm telling you, spring is one of my favorite seasons at Brutus Monroe because we have so many fun, pretty florals going on. Between the spring release and the boxes, those lilies last month, oh my goodness. Stunning. Okay, just about got all the things that I think we need to be able to get this to stick down without any sides or anything poking up. Hi, Anne-Marie, how are you? Yes, the foam adhesive sheets would be great too, especially, yeah, to add some depth and dimension. Yes, I absolutely agree. And I do know, I just ordered some of those, so I know I have those. But I didn't even think of that, but that would have been a great idea. Next time. Hi, Candy, how are you doing? Speaking of create your own ending, Candy is going to be there as well. She's going to teach a class too. And now I can finally meet Candy face to face. Candy and I have both been on the team for I think we started at the same time. Did you start in I know I think I started in 2020.
Before that.
Well, it was probably a little bit before that. I don't know. But you're about to get your color on. Ah, nice. We're even going to do a little coloring tonight. Just a little bit, but still enough to satisfy my itch to color. Do I know what you're coloring, Candy? Maybe something that's going to be a surprise in the next week or so. I thought maybe, Candy. Oh, July 9th is your daughter's birthday. Oh, I'm sad. Anne Marie, I would have loved to have met you in person. Yes, Candy, Gina, myself, Christopher, and Heather will all be teaching classes. In fact, also, Jesse, I think, is going to teach a make and take, and Daryl is going to teach a make and take, and there's somebody else I want to ask, and who knows? That it's kind of still evolving. So, well, hello, Mackie. How are you? Oh, well, you know what? We are glad you get here whenever you do. We're just happy you're here. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I don't think that I have any ribbon or anything going on this. So I really like to be able to get all of my pieces out of my way. So I have a little more workspace. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on our mat.
You say no ribbon?
Not yet, not going behind this panel. We will probably have ribbon on the card somewhere because I know Darren asked me if I was sick because I said I wasn't going to use ribbon, but I lied. I probably will use ribbon. I'm just not going to put it behind that panel. See, I got it all picked out. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I've cut out the trellis. Now you could do this on both sides. So you've got the whole archway covered, and you could create this even if you don't have the arches. You could create your own. You can do whatever pleases you, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of give it something to hang on. So if I can pick it up, there we go. Let's start with this little guy. Let's start with our curvy piece. Okay. So I took yesterday off so that I could take a little break this weekend. And I spent the day a lot differently than I had planned. So um, we are in the process of getting a new fence. I won't tell you all of the details because it's kind of a saga. It's kind of a, yeah. Let's just say there have been some tears this week. But anyway, um, so the guy that is doing our fence said that he would come sometime this week, but we kind of thought he'd call or something. But no, he just showed up, which, okay. But we weren't really prepared because our dogs, we've got dogs that need to go outside during the day. And I would have made more arrangements. I didn't have any kind of notice. So I spent the day babysitting my dogs. And that was kind of interesting, especially since we've got that new puppy that is not as potty trained as I would like her to be. But we're working on it. We're working on it. Anyway, it was kind of a crazy day. It was a crazy day today too, but we'll get through. Like I said, I will spare you all the rest of the crazy that has gone on with the whole saga of our fence, but it's fun. Oh yeah, and the best candy is that um he came long enough. Oh, I'm so glad, Penny. I am so glad. So he came long enough to uh, demo a bunch of stuff and make my neighbor upset with me. But then he left. The fence still isn't done. We might see him this weekend, he said, or we might see him Monday. So yeah, it's been fun. So I'm doing 2 rows of this grass because I kind of like that. Again, we like adding a little bit of depth. And then I'm just going to cut off these little edges if I can find my scissors. There they are. Okay. But I just keep telling myself, well, in the end, we'll have a fence. Right now, it looks like a haunted fence because it's like, how on haunted houses, there's like boards on the window and it's all, they're never on there nice and straight. They're usually on there like diagonal or whatever. That's how our fence is. That's what the patch job that is on our fence is like. So, yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to hold off on that for a sec. We'll get back to this in a second. So this, we've got it all set up to add some flowers to this. Okay. I will tuck one thing in, and I did color it ahead of time, so forgive me, but I took this little, was that a milk bucket? Little jug that, from the flower market set, and I already colored it, so we're just going to go ahead and tuck it in. And I just used tri-blend markers. I used the brown gray. This is one of my favorite grays. I love this marker color. It's just, I like that it's got a little warmth to it. Thanks, Darren. Oh, what's in your cart? I'm sorry. Oh, the Trellis die. Yes, it is so useful. I love it. And Candy, I think you said something else to me earlier that I saw but didn't comment on. Hang on one sec. Okay, you have something to tell me later. I look forward to hearing it. Tina, I know, I love dies, don't you? They are just so versatile. You can do so much with dies. All right, so now we're going to take, I stamped some of these little flowers. Let me show you which ones I did. So I took this one, and this one, and they kind of look like they might not go together. But the nice thing about it is that this daffodil, when it's the way that it's drawn, it doesn't necessarily look like it's only a daffodil because it could be the center of the flower. So I went ahead and I stamped these 3 flowers because I thought that they could all work together. But I will show you how I colored them. I've got just 3 because I didn't want to take too long coloring, but I like to show a little bit of coloring, especially if you haven't used alcohol markers or tri-blend markers before. So this one is called Pale Pink Blend, and this is one of the Spectrum Noir tri-blends. And I think these are the most simple alcohol markers to start with. So if you're new to alcohol markers, or if you're just a little bit intimidated by them, this is a great place to start. So I'm just starting with the lightest color, and you'll notice there's light, mid, and dark. So there's 3 markers. That's why it's called tri-blend. So you've got all the colors you're going to need to make a cool blend with a little bit, giving you a little bit more depth. So this is the mid color, which typically I actually add this one third, but I grabbed it. We'll finish with it. All right, and now the dark. And the dark I like to put wherever there would be kind of a shadow. All right, and that worked out okay. I don't really feel like I need to do a whole lot more to that one. So we're going to go ahead and color the second flower, doing pretty much the same thing. I'll just show you what I usually do versus what I did on the last one. So usually I start with the light one. I cover the surface of whatever it is that I'm coloring. And then I usually will go for the darkest color before I go to the mid color. But this one's especially a pretty good match all around, so I don't feel like it throws off too harsh of lines anyway. But some colors are not quite so forgiving. So if you want to get a smoother blend, it's probably better to do light, darkest, and then kind of smooth it over with the mid tone, and then go over it again with the light. And just kind of blend it in. Okay. And then, oh, we're on our last one. And I use the same technique using the brown gray marker on the bucket, as you can see here. I don't know how well you can see it. The light kind of, there we go. The light kind of drowns it out a little bit, but when I hold it closer, you can see. There we go. Okay. Do the mid-tone. The arch die that I used, Jan, and hello, by the way, was the Spellbinders Essential Arches, which is right now out of stock, but I'm thinking it might come back. So, okay, so now we've got all of those, and we can just quickly fussy cut these. Now, there is a die set, like I said, but because the trellis doesn't have a border, I felt like I wanted to cut these closer. So I'm not leaving a border. I'm just fussy cutting them out. But yes, this is when you're thinking the dies are a good idea. And you probably could just use the dies and not worry about fussy cutting these with the trellis, but you know. All right. I do want to thank Darren. I always forget for moderating. He doesn't have quite as big of a job as far as making sure I hear everything, but he's still behind the camera doing a bunch of stuff and putting up QR codes and all of that. And I really do appreciate it, Darren. Thank you.
No problem.
Those of you who don't know, Darren is obviously he's here, so he's living with me, right? He's my husband. And he also is, what is your official title, hon?
Lead graphic designer.
He's the lead graphic designer at Brutus Monroe. And if you see Gina anywhere, you'll have to wish her a happy birthday because today is her birthday and yesterday was Christopher's birthday. And next week is Darren's birthday. Lots of April birthdays. Okay, now I have to tell you what happened today. Oh, Darren, do you get to come to create your own ending? Darren is going to hold down the fort for us here. That would be fun, though. Penny, that's right. Your birthday was yesterday. Thank you, Candy. I'm a dork. I even wished you happy birthday, but it slipped my mind, so I apologize. Happy birthday, Penny. Penny is amazing. Penny gets links up so quickly. If you watch any of the lives, she and Candy both. Candy gets a lot of the links up too. But I have to say, both of you are so much faster than I am. if anybody's ever waiting for a link from me, they have to, wait till almost the end of the live before I get it up there. And yeah, me and tech, not a great match sometimes. Oh, you're a graphic design teacher. Oh, you've found a friend, Darren. Happy Teach is a graphic designer, and she says she geeks out when she finds other designers. That's awesome. All right. What was that?
Just asked you saw what my title was, what she said it was.
Did you see what I said Darren's title was? I did not. I'm going to have to look. Let me see. Just see. His official title is Brutus Monroe's Eye Candy Man. Yeah, there you go. I like that. He's my eye candy man. Yeah, Daryl, Candy, you, Christopher, Gina, Darren. I'm wondering if there were any more on the list. There might be. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, April is one of those months where there's lots and lots of birthdays.
My family, we almost celebrate every day of the month.
Darren's family has birthdays almost every single day of the month. Okay, so she loves the designs, hon. Oh, Jesse, you're so sweet. I adore him too. So what I wanted to tell you was, okay, so I had a stressful morning. Like I said, my neighbor was upset and dealing with all of that. And then I got to, I wasn't going to tell you all this, but it's kind of funny, so I'll tell you anyway. So I went to pick up a prescription for Darren last week, and I was running a bunch of errands all at the same time. I was picking my kid up from school. I was getting the prescription. I had to go to the grocery store, and I just had a lot going on. So when I came home, I'm unloading groceries, doing whatever. I hand Darren his prescription, and I move on to something else that I was busy doing. And in all of the mix, um, Walgreens, when you get their prescriptions, they give you your card and your driver's license back in a little envelope. And I didn't think about it. Darren didn't really think about it. Darren asked Benji to throw it away. All the paper, all those papers you get with your prescription. It wasn't a new prescription. He'd had it before, so he didn't need to read it. So all of that got thrown away, including my driver's license and my bank card, which I found out today when I got my hair done. So I was stressing about all of that. So I go home, I get my husband's card, we take care of the hairdresser bill and everything, and I go to the grocery store to get a couple of things. And my son wanted to go somewhere with his friends tonight, and so I needed to get cash back. So I get $20 out of the machine and I load up my groceries. I walk out the door, I get home, and an hour, maybe two later, I realize I forgot to actually take the $20 that came out of the machine. And I just, I just had it. I just had it. It was like that last thing. Oh, thanks. Thank you. So I I'm like, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. But I'm gonna call him because I need to get that to him. And you know, $20 is $20, right? So I call our little Walmart. We have one of those neighborhood Walmarts nearby, and they said, I'm like, I really doubt that you're gonna have this, but just by chance, did somebody turn in $20 that somebody left at the cash register? And they're like, yes. And I was like, really? Oh, that so grateful. And it made up for all of the crud. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm so glad that there are still people who do the right thing and are honest. And it was a bright spot in the middle of all of the crazy today. And it was good because I was able to use that to teach my son. I was like, see, that's why if you see something like that, you don't just take it and pocket it. You take it back, you do the right thing, and you're honest about it. So what that money means to could be a prescription for them. That could be whatever. That could be the difference between them going out with their friends or not. So yeah, isn't that nice? Oh yeah, I agree. Oh Donna, you're so sweet to tell me that. That does make me feel better. I know it's not even Friday the 13th, but I'm telling you, it was feeling like that earlier. It was feeling that way. All right, just putting this together without even telling you what I'm doing. You can kind of see I'm just kind of placing the leaves and the flowers wherever. So now we just need to actually put some adhesive on there. And I'm thinking, do we want to give it a little bit more? I don't want it to stand away from the vine too much. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, let's try it with the foam. Let's do some of them at least with the foam. Because I do like a little dimension on my card. Let's see if I've got. Oh, thank you, Jesse. All right. I think we need to put one on this one. I know, right? I agree, Mackie. Yes, yes, definitely thankful. I actually even took a minute to do just that.
We went on it, Donna, but it was like 4 days ago.
I don't remember him from the Flintstones, but I want to now. I loved that show when I was little. I'm gonna have to look him up. Shiplock. Okay, Darren, we got to look that up.
Donna said she dug through the garbage to find the other expanded with her cards.
Oh, yes, I should. If I had realized it sooner, I could have done that. But the weekend was over. The garbage had come. It was too late for that, darn it. Look at just putting a few little foam squares behind these does a lot to give our card a little more oomph. I think we need one more, maybe even if I just move it up. Yeah, I don't want all of them popped up. I think that's probably good. Okay, let's attach these other ones. You know what, Kate? I believe that too. I believe there are a lot of good people. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way when you watch the news or whatever, but I really do think that for the most part, most people are good. It's funny, Penny, because here in Texas, um, I went to go get my Texas driver's license, and I couldn't do it when I went because they wanted my marriage license because I had been divorced before. I mean, it's been like 20 years, but I don't know why, but that's what they required. Yeah, it's been 23 years, huh? So, this just kind of sped up the process. I was trying to take care of everything anyway soon because I need to get my driver's license updated so that I've got, so honestly, so I can fly to Pittsburgh without any issues. And so I was trying to get all of that together anyway. So it just made me do it faster. So that's good. And that is on its way. So I'll be able to take care of all of that right away. He had a black cloud over his head. Why don't I remember him?
I think he was from that. Remember the Adams Family Lighthouse?
No?
Okay, it was always scary people. I think he was one of those people.
Oh, thanks, Donna. Well, that's good to know, Penny, because, after this whole thing, I don't want to renew it anytime soon. The Arizona one I had, though, too, that one had a good. That's probably why I wasn't like more urgent about everything in the first place. Okay,
I don't remember, Shannon. That rock was on the Pebbles and Bam Bam show.
Oh, it was on Pebbles and Bam Bam. Wow. Darren, did you just do a little Googling by chance? Darren had to look that up, Penny. That's so funny. Those were the best cartoons. Cartoons from my childhood. I guess everybody probably feels that way about the cartoons that were popular during their childhood. But I grew up in the Saturday morning cartoon era. So I remember that was the day you looked forward to all week long. You wanted to get up. You didn't want to sleep in. You wanted to get up and watch cartoons. I remember literally running home from school on Friday afternoons because we had early day on Fridays. And that was the one day in the week that I could get home soon enough that I could catch Scooby Doo. So I would run home from school to watch Scooby Doo. All right. Well, we've got our little trellis going. And like I said, you could put another one down here. I actually think we need another leaf. I might just do that after so I don't. Oh, we have time. I think it's funny the difference in all the cartoons and stuff, but there are some that are just timeless. Like I think kids still like Scooby Doo. I know my boy does. All right, let me, like I said, we just need one more to give it some balance. You love Scooby Doo too? Oh, that's awesome. I know, isn't that nice? I know we're kind of in in that in-between era where we've got Benji is 14 and Daniel is 24. And Daniel hasn't started a family yet, so I'm itching for littles. But Benji likes Scooby-Doo still. So that's good. Who needs an excuse, right? That's just begging to have it be thrown away, right? Okay. What was that? It says one of my connections.
You are not getting much internet for some reason.
Okay.
I boosted you, so.
Johnny Quest. Yes, I do remember Johnny Quest. Yes. He had his little friend and his dad. Yes, I do remember that. And I remember the beginning because it had like some weird scary monster or something. I'm trying to remember what it was. Like I feel like it had one eye or something. Does that ring a bell? Okay, let's put this. Do we want ribbon? I don't know that we need ribbon. You know, we don't have to do ribbon every card. I don't know if I'm telling you that or me that. I do like ribbon. Let's see what we think. I just don't want to break up our trellis. Let's tie it. We can always untie it, right? Tina, you love Scooby-Doo too? That's awesome. I never cared for Scrappy, though.
Scrappy was annoying.
He was kind of annoying.
He ruined Scooby-Doo.
It made me laugh when they made the new movies that he was annoying on their new ones too, because I was never a fan, like I said. I feel like this is too much. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's okay to have a little more simplicity. Don't be afraid of space on your card. Okay, so let's put this down and then we'll put a few more finishing touches on. What was that? Okay. Yes, Penny. A one-eyed spider. That's what it was. Yes, I remember watching that. That would come on in the morning really early before school. That was one I would catch before school. And what was the show you liked, Darren? Battle of the Planets?
Battle of the Planets is great.
Battle of the Planets.
I watched every morning.
It was like anime of the 70s and 80s, I guess.
I used to draw the spaceship all the time.
Oh, you did? Darren used to draw the space ship all the time. Yeah, Donna, I agree with you. Meet the Scooby Gang. Oh my gosh, I bet that was so much fun. That is fun. I would have been in seventh heaven. All right, let's pick a saying. We've got, I pick you, happy birthday, you brighten my day. Born to bloom, don't worry, be happy, I love you. That's kind of you. Some prayers to you. That is kind of a nice one for that. Best friends forever, beautiful hugs and kisses. Stop and smell the roses. We don't have any roses on it. Missing you, best wishes. I'm so sorry. You're the best. Sending hugs. Hello, my friend. You are so lovely. Gorgeous. And then I've still got all of these. But I'm thinking we could probably find one in here. I've already got it pretty halfway cut anyway. That was a weird way to say that, but yes, I have it halfway cut. How about any suggestions, you guys? I think longer is nicer for this. One that's about that size. How about, let's see, let's do, Darren, am I always backwards, Darren? Is it backwards?
It's not backwards, it's fine.
No, it's backwards. It's mirrored.
Look at the works. They're not mirrored.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Okay, look at my camera.
I am.
It's mirrored on mine.
It's not on mine.
Weird. Is it mirrored for you guys? Oh, well, as long as it's good for you, I'm okay with it being mirrored for me. Okay. Weird. I don't know why that is. Hello, friend. I like that too, Anne Marie. Let's find hello, my friend. Where it was. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. That's the one.
Funny, Shannon?
What's that, hun?
It took you like 6 weeks to realize it.
6 weeks?
Only had 6 lives in the new system, so
I didn't ever have that problem before.
that's weird.
Yeah, that's all good. As long as it's good for everyone else, I'm happy.
I'm glad it didn't take you 6 months.
Yeah, me too. Let's try this. I'm not sure if I like the angle I just cut that on. But, well, you know what the good news is? That's going to bug me. So let's cut it off of this one. Stand by.
Says hi.
Who did?
Ressa.
Hi, Thressa. Oh, there you are. I see the comment now. Hello, hello. Okay. Let's see if I can line this up properly. I think that's good. I hope that's good. Because that's where it's at. Okay. We might be off just a little. Let me see if I can trim a little closer because I got a little snug at the top. Oh, there's Cookie. Sorry, guys. Hello from all my dogs. All right, so I think we'll cut this down here. And then we'll just do this. Darren, I hope you don't need to talk to me because I'm going to close the door. There, that's a little quieter. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm just going to cut a little flag into that. Yep, that works for me. Let's put that on. Now I've got him crying at the door. All right, let's put that about right there. You look, maybe sequins. They're kind of peachy. Maybe if we put a couple of different colors. These are kind of teeny, aren't they? Let me see if I've got a little bit bigger ones. What we got? So I noticed that the pups like to rile each other up. They get to where they're all done, and then they just get each other going all over again. They're kind of goofy, but they're fun. Oh, I think those ones look like they would go. So I have to tell you, it was almost painful to not use bright colors on this, but I'm loving this card. I think it's really pretty. Sometimes soft colors are just what just what you need. I'm not sure that those are going to show up though. Let's try these. I think those ones might show up a little bit better. We'll just... Oh, the new puppy is named Cookie, and she is kind of a stinker. We're still kind of working with her, but we love her. But yes, I forgot what it's like to have a puppy. Because our last two our other two dogs we adopted, I think I might like Yellow better. Let's just go with Yellow. They were both older than her when we got them, and they were potty trained really well, and they were a little more subdued, which I don't mind the playfulness, but I do kind of mind the potty training part. I was hoping that she had a little better handle on that. So yes, we are working on that. I think it looks kind of vintage too, Anne Marie. It's funny because I was like, man, this brings back some memories of the 90s for me. Everything was sage or dusty rose or that country blue. So it definitely, I think the yellow I like the yellow in that it's not completely vintage. Yeah, I'm thinking those yellow are going to be the route that I want to take. See if I can squeeze it out without squeezing a huge pile of glue. All right, almost there. Oh, it stuck to me. Hang on. There we go. Now we've got our card all done. I'll hold that up so you can see it better. I have a hard time getting it to focus, so bear with me for 1 sec. What is it Christopher says? Beauty guru? Okay, there we go. And then I make it go out of focus. But see, I like right here, sorry, it's mirrored in mine. You can see how that makes a difference to pop one up and leave it behind. Gives it all of that texture and all of that depth. Thank you, Anne Marie. Oh, between 2 to 4 a.m. Oh my goodness, Candy. Oh, you are so sweet, Tina. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Happy Teach. And I like the yellow too, Mackie. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And I hope that if you are thinking about the Create Your Own Ending event, that you will come, because I really want to meet everybody. And so I just want to make the most out of this visit, because I haven't, like I said, I've wanted to go to Pittsburgh for like 3 years at least. And I'm finally going to get to see people. I think that went in. Yep, it went in. Thank you so much, Darren. You can flip the camera if you're on. Thank you so much for playing with me tonight. And I hope that you have a great weekend, and I will have something new, something very new, actually, I think next week. If it's not next week, it'll be the week after. Regardless, I'll have a new project, and I will see you then. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.